It's a rare condition, it's called AIDS. When Magic Johnson got it, we all thought he was gay. If there is a cure, it'd be from God's design. Some people say it's even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic cure inside those deep state walls. Cause all I see are medical fees. My whole family's victim to HIV. We relive horrible times, but make hilarious memories. We're consciously monetizing our traumas and our friendship. We also talk about smart guy stuff sometimes. We know the show's got a stupid name. Welcome to Always Very Always. It's Always Very Always, episode 10, the return of Dontez. Welcome back. It's been
good day. It's been too long.
It's been like 6 episodes or so, and I really felt that the solo episodes, they made me laugh. It's some of the most fun I've had in probably over a year. But that's the type of stuff that runs people off. My mind unleashed by itself, unfiltered. I'm surprised we didn't lose listeners or followers.
Oh my Lord! So I'm literally here to just.
You're not here just. We're here to hang. We're here to have a good time.
We're here to have a good
time. But uncut Mark Anthony is...
Uncircumcised Mark Anthony.
Yeah, well, I wish.
Get this started all right.
Yeah, some people...
No, I don't mind that, bro. Every reaction needs a catalyst. And every catalyst needs a substrate.
I was just thinking just now, if I had a clone... Because some people, like, what happened if you found your clone of yourself? Some people's instinct is to kill it because this is going to kill you first. My instinct is sedate it, get its little, not the two skin of my clone, and get a little surgery to give me that back, and then you kill my clone.
Why do you even have to kill your clone? Why can't you just, like, introduce him to the world as your one?
There can only be one. There can only be one.
All a clone is a twin, practically speaking.
There can only.
So if you had a twin, you would kill them?
No, because it's not the exact same necessarily. Actually, yes. Let's move on.
Yes, I'd off my twin.
Yeah. Anyways, we gotta start off with some jokey ass humor.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to apply to do the Kings of Comedy 2 version 2. Mm-hmm. I don't know who the other two would be, but I think these jokes right here could get me in the contention to be the next set of King of Comedy. So let me tell y'all a little something about these black and white bitches. Because last time, a couple weeks ago, we was talking about how trying to kill black people versus trying to kill white people. But it's all sorts of idiosyncrasies that no one has ever pointed out before between the difference between blacks and whites. So this one, how black bitches be eating gum versus how white bitches be eating gum.
Oh my Lord.
You see black bitches eating gum like it's the Last Supper. They be munching and lunching on that shit, eating
munching and lunching on
like it gotta last to the next check. But white bitches be eating they gum like chips. It's like, oh, if this one run out of taste, I'll just get another slice. And if I run out of a whole pack, I can get my daddy to buy me a new pack because I stole his credit card.
Oh my Lord.
So that's one difference between whites and blacks. Another one, big difference between whites and blacks. I don't know if you noticed or if anyone has ever really said this. What's the skin?
What about the skin?
Whites are like a Coca-Cola. You got the regular Coke, you got cherry, maybe you got a clear Coke in there, but there's really only like a real short band of Cokes. Mm-hmm. But blacks, they're like Dr. Pepper, 23 flavors. Or something kind of like coffee. If you like, your Starbucks type of guy. Some people come as black as can be. Other people look like they got 11 creams in them, 7 sugars. I'm trying to get me a thick mocha, sweetie, if you hear me. But, the only differences in humanity aren't black versus white. Now, let me tell y'all a little something. Well, I'll tell you, no, for this bit, we're in front of a crowd. So imagine this. I'm doing the joke in front of a crowd. Now let me tell you about sex with a woman versus sex with a man. And then the crowd just virulently blues, hold to with that gay shit, nigga, shut the fuck up. And then the woman's like, my son is gay. I didn't come to no comedy show to be reminded of that depravity. And I'm like, oh,
speaking
man.
of bad reminders, why you talking about some next check, bro? You got me thinking about the 16th and the 31st. I ain't trying to worry about that right now.
Yeah.
Literally, you said that, and I was like, damn, the 16th ain't for a while. That was the thought.
Yeah, I don't think that comedians get enough credit for how sensitive their job is, because you got to joke about everything, but at the same time you're gonna bring up bad shit. It's like, all these really hilarious rape jokes out here, but you bring it up and someone starts crying. It's like, no, wait, I'm funny.
I don't think I've ever seen it happen. Ironically,
no, it happens all the time.
Seriously?
Yeah. What? Seen what?
Like someone start crying at a joke?
No, I mean I was being hyperbolic.
Hyperbolic. Hyperbolic time chamber.
I don't know. Let's just. How about we cut all that out?
What? I thought that was great.
Okay. Well, so I'm gonna continue then. So, sex with a man is very mechanical. It's like a piston in a car. You just and it's consistent. Sex with a woman.
I'm about to say, how does this differ?
Sex? No. This is where everyone ride with me on this. Sex with a woman be like cutting a black boy's hair. They want all different types of speed. You gotta put different guards on. You gotta do different guards. You gotta do the little 504 decal on the side. You gotta do a shooting star decal on the other side.
I'll never forget the day my military father took his military sons to the PX at the damn military base, and we went to Supercuts. And they pulled out the regular ass white people clippers and tried to handle the naps, bro. It wasn't going.
God.
It was not going. Motherfuckers gotta go to the back looking for the little red guards that they attach to the long hair. Like, I might need the women clippers for these.
Yeah, if your barber's not switching the guard at least 6 times, you're doing a bad job.
Yeah, bro. The guard, my barber switched clippers. My barber switched to the razor.
I got to cut my own hair. I have 2 sets of clippers and like 12 guards.
You cut your own hair?
Yeah.
Dude, you're looking sharp to say you cut your own hair.
Thank you.
Most people who cut their own hair look like a disaster. Won't lie to you. Like most people, notice, I didn't know that you cut your own hair. That's a big win, dude. Because usually if someone's mom or them, they cut their hair, you can tell. You can tell when, mom skinned him up on Wednesday night because he had to go to the homecoming Friday night that week.
There's so many people like early high school, late elementary school had the mom hair, the mom lining.
Oh, no.
The mom lining.
No.
Oh, my God.
Oh, dude.
But I was one of the lucky few. Like that guy, Rosano, as well, who's come up before, had the father figure in the family who had the crisp skills, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, dude, that's tough.
Man, coming through looking like a Louisiana road sometimes, though. Some of these mothers.
Nothing like racially insensitive haircuts, bro. Nothing like it.
I never had.
I've encountered them a few times. When I was in one, there was a play I was in, a show.
Yeah.
And the director, she's like, okay, so what kind of haircut are we gonna get you? Everyone just got like an actor that kind of looks like them. All my white compatriots. Mm-hmm. They're like, she's like giving them a picture of an actor that kind of looks like this is the haircut for you. And I'm thinking to myself already, she better not. Who does she hand me, bro? Whose headshot does she hand me in my hand and say, go bring this to your barber?
Brad Pitt from Inglourious Bastards.
It's fucking Will Smith, bro.
Oh.
It's the Will Smith, like, low top fade.
Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. And then they got a barber to come and do it. Well, a hairstylist. It's a white woman. And, like, obviously at cosmetology school, you actually do have to, like, do all types of hair at school. Yeah. So I'm like, let's see it. Because, she has the direction. If I didn't have a barber at UL, to tell you the truth, for the longest, I was just rocking with the primal afro, which was, I respect that guy back there for doing that because it was hot, But, she skinned me up real good, bro. Real good. I did not look like Will Smith. I don't look like him to begin with. So. Well, yeah. Strange, bro. She should have gave me that Idris Elba, bro. I could have pulled that off.
Yeah. It's like they have to have isn't there certifications for barbers?
Yeah. Barbers have to go to a cosmetology school.
But like, do they have ratings like a AAA or AA?
Oh, see that I don't know.
Because I feel like, the good barbers, even in like like I've been to a barber that was like at his house, but he still had the pictures up, like as it was a business, and they're advertising. The good barbers are advertising their Boosie fade abilities. So that's the rating for black barbers. But I wonder, how do you rate the other barbers, like at Supercuts or whatever, for like wherever white people go?
I don't know, by their clientele, and their clientele isn't even who they cut well; it's who they know. So,
I guess so.
Like, that's the main part of all of these businesses, which is the hard part. Like, if I was started giving out the freshest fades ever right now today, like on campus, like if I literally just had a chair down in the middle of campus and started just cutting people up. It takes
one. After one, that's big. You millionaire. I mean, not a millionaire. You're a street millionaire.
You big money.
Yeah.
You big money. You big money, old money, fast money.
Yeah.
Which one? Big money, old money, or fast money? I feel like that's fast money life right there. Cutting people's hair in the middle of a college campus, that's some fast money.
Yeah, it could be all three, really.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that old barber that you go to. It's like origin story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just one day I found some clippers and I just started cutting niggas' hair at the subway.
Bro, you want to speak on fast money? Tell me why I'm at the bus stop, right?
Right.
And I see this guy drive by with this very like colorfully, like a hippie type moped, right? It's a black guy, and he goes, $20. I give you this bike right now.
Stolen.
I look at him. I go, $20? You serious? He's like, yeah, right now, bro. Pulls it over to the side. I see the wires that he's hot wiring. Look, I literally straight before he even came over, because I'm like, we both know, right? If he's trying to give me a bike for $20, I said, what, you stole it? He said, yeah, it's stolen. He didn't even lie. I was like, honestly, if I had $20, I might have given it to him just because he was honest about it. He's like, yeah, it's stolen, but see, I hot wired it. See, and he like shows me the wires. He's like, see, I handle it. I was like, yeah, bro, I don't need a stolen bike. He goes, oh, well, I do work at a bike shop if you want to like come over there, so I'm give me some commission. I'm like, bro, you stealing bikes and you work at a bike shop?
Was this like some sort of like that GTA quest when you have to sell the car and then steal it back from them to get the fucking like the fucking bad interest back or whatever?
Bro, this is like that Jay-Z song where he's detailing how to become a successful drug lord. And one of the first things he says is, if you don't have any supply, there's an easy way to get some. You go, you find whoever the hottest person is, you rob him, you take everything he has in his house or pockets that's valuable, and then you sell it all back to him. Now you got you some capital.
I was thinking more like if I want to get, like if I was a heroin guy, I don't want to sell heroin. Just walking around, like sort of like Enzio's like hidden blade in his wrist. Yeah. You have the syringe with the heroin in it, and you just stick people at Mardi Gras with it. You gotta
do that slick one from Assassin's Creed 2, where he literally gouges them in the back and walks the entire time. Like, he literally does not stop moving. Oh, yeah. It's like he's giving them like a soft, gentle pat on the back, and they just kind of like fall over. He just keeps walking like nothing happened. And, it's the streets of, was it Venice?
Italy? Yeah, it's just one of those northern Italian.
Yeah, one of those people.
Yeah.
And he's, able to get away with it so easily.
Speaking of Italy, what's your opinions on the new fascist takeover of Italy in the past couple of weeks?
I'm not familiar. You don't have to give me the long and short of it.
I mean, there's really nothing to say. It's basically the right wingers do what right wingers do. They, like, all the right wing parties in Italy won the election, and now people acting like this was not going to eventually happen. Y'all let the elections be rigged since 1948. Eventually, they're going to be honest about it and just come out and finally win the election after you sabotage all the left wing parties. But whatever, not a political show. I was thinking,
leave the politics out of my comedy, please and thank you.
Yeah.
Hold the mustard. Also, not a fan.
For me, I was thinking like a week ago.
No mayonnaise.
That murder. When does it really make sense to murder someone?
Self-defense, right?
But that's technically not murder.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about
like literally, I'm about to pay you back by killing you, that type of thing.
But what? What do you mean?
Like, that's the type of thing you're talking. Like, murder is often like a revenge thing.
No, I mean
it's like premeditated.
Like sentence. Like, there's a chance that you'll be sentenced based on a first, second, or third degree murder charge. Mm-hmm. But like, if it's self-defense, it's technically not a murder.
I understand that. What I'm saying is, the most classical version of a murder is like, oh, somebody wronged me, I killed them.
Oh yeah. I think, well, to me that's stupid. I was just thinking that pretty much, unless unless someone like you're in an organized crime situation and someone's ratting on you, it's okay to kill the rat. Not morally or whatever, but you don't lose anything by killing this person because you're going to jail for life.
Mob hitman, bro. You know, I can't.
Pays well this time of year.
What, being a mobster hitman? I'd imagine. I wonder why these like more famous people don't get hit. Like, it's not really a common thing for somebody to get whacked nowadays.
That's a very dark conversation. I don't like thinking about that.
Okay, but I was just thinking
the fragility of life.
But you know, I can't recall his name, dude. But there was a famous British gangster, and you know he
Cutsy. That was his name.
Cutsy. I mean, basically the way he spun it, as he was talking about it, because he was speaking very candidly, it's a cost benefits thing, right? Mm-hmm. When you live in the crime world, you don't view if you are like the criminal murderer type, right? You don't view the world from the same. The British have a great word for it. They call us, you know, us regular little typical folks. We're called straight goers, right? Yeah. And if you're not a straight going fella, you don't see the world from a straight point of view. You see it cost benefit. Right now, this moment, what can I get? How? Right? Mm-hmm. You need money fast. They say we're gonna give you $50,000 to kill this guy. So you ask yourself, okay, if I'm smart enough to kill this guy and get away with it, I get $50,000. I don't know him, his family, nothing about any of that. It don't matter to me. I'll do it. It's strictly business for some of them.
I understand that, but I'm just talking about like you're not a hitman type of guy. Mm-hmm. When you're dealing drugs, you're basically to me that's not. There's a lot more danger in that life, but you're still treated like a regular ass citizen. You're hiding. To me, it seems like a very hiding in plain sight sort of deal. Yeah. So, but if there's any suspect type things, you're fucked. So if you get linked to a murder, you're probably fucked. So when in that case, I'm just thinking for a New Orleans type guy with all these murders, I think we're on track for like 350 this year.
Oh, these like random out of the blue type murders
where we're like. There's a shooting at a high school. There's been like, I don't know how many shootings at a high school where like it's a adult person killing someone on a basketball team. Like shooting at a basketball team, hitting 5 people, killing 1. Or it'll be someone going to someone's house, killing them. It's all like these not
like places are getting shot up.
Places are getting shot up in like a hit type way, but they're hurting so many other. It's not so much a school shooting. It's not so much a hit. It's like it's
domestic terrorism.
I don't know, but this doesn't seem like it makes sense to me because it's like it seems so avoidable. It's like murdering a rat. There's something you gain from that. You don't go to prison potentially. Yeah. You murder your bitch wife. You get nothing for that. And there's a lot more people out here killing their bitch wife than like killing a rat. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was thinking about the Karen replacement because I'm tired of it. I mean, I was tired of it from fucking day one. The Karen thing, right?
The Karen thing?
Yeah, from like a year ago.
Their behavior. Or you're tired of the whole like.
No, because for one, you're tired of who doesn't act like that? I mean, I know the original instinct was like that woman was being a bitch about the black guy walking his dog. But when
I don't know what the original instinct is, so now you got to share.
It was just that. It was like a woman was trying to like call the police on a black guy who just walking his dog in the park.
Oh, I do remember this. Like, it was like went big on Reddit.
It was big on everywhere.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But what that came to resent was just like someone who's like is like annoying and like I'm gonna call your manager type guy. Mm-hmm. And who do you know that's like who's not a call your manager type guy?
Passive person. A passive person.
I guess so.
Like for instance, I've been places with Marcus, and they'll get his order wrong, and he'll be like, "Oh, it's fine," and he'll just eat it.
To me, that is fine.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like if you're a sensible and shy person, like you don't like confrontation, and it's not that big a deal, you're not gonna carry it out. You're just gonna chill.
All right.
And me, I'm not caring about it. Hey, excuse me, please, thank you. The end. You know, excuse me, please, thank you. That's my words.
I just feel like so many times when like people have a right to complain about something and be mean about it.
And be mean about it?
They get called a Karen for doing something that a lot of people do. But anyways, my whole point was that we need to come up with a counter to that called a Dontez. It's going to be a stupid stereotype of like a type of black guy. But we're going to form this idea right now.
All right. How is he going to be? He's going to be like counter to a Karen?
It's not so much an anti-Karen, but like Karen,
just as like much hood adjacent to Karen.
Just as much as Karen is a distortion of like an annoying white woman, this Dontez is going to be a distortion of a blank type of black guy.
I was trying to find a word for what they've done to the whole idea of Karen. They're like monolithicized it, I guess you would call it. Like they've made it into a monolith.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, they've made Karen into something way more than she ever was. She's just a regular person who's like tired of shit going wrong in her life.
So like we could create a Dontez like based on like a guy that you were like that guy on the bus that you were talking about before we started recording. Yeah. So like tell that story so we can go from there.
Dude. First of all, I just gotta say this was one of the wildest things I see happen on the bus in a minute. This guy, like the RTA drivers. I don't know if he was a driver, so I won't say that. But a lot of times the RTA drivers, they like catch the bus to get to work because it's convenient, it's efficient. They don't want to have their car parked somewhere random and like get it stolen or whatever.
Yeah, it's like how people who work in like the airport industry take a plane to work.
Yeah, because they have to get from one place to another. You get it. And so this guy, he's like got his RTA badge on. He's sitting near the front of the bus in the handicap seats. Not handicapped, mind you. Decently elderly. He's like 40, 50. So I guess if you want to take that, not 62, if you want to be completely honest. Like, so Lily is sitting in a seat he's not entitled to, just as a start.
Is it a packed bus?
Bus is pretty packed, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty packed. And he's basically having a conversation with someone sitting across him in the other handicapped seat. Other person is not handicapped, mind you.
All right.
And, they're like basically right in front of the bus, like talking.
They're doing a thing where they're like, it's like a very, what's the word for it?
There's like a lot of movement, a lot of physicality in their talking and everything else. And they're quite loud, right? Like I have my headphones on. I can like still hear some of their conversation. Like I got over the ear headphones on, cranked up. I'm listening to freaking Pierce the Veil, bro. I don't know if you heard of them. They're like a metal band.
Okay.
I'm rocking out. You know what I'm saying? I'm banging my head. My head is banging. My brain is banging into my head. All that stuff.
Yeah.
And the guy is just, he's being very, very loud.
Pretty obnoxious, basically. And a woman who's sitting behind me, like she's like a good 3 seats behind me to the left, can hear him all the way from the front of the bus. She says something to the effect of like, hey, we all quiet now. People on the bus trying to chill. We trying to go to work or whatever else. Mm-hmm. Next thing I know, we start hearing the bitch word. We start hearing the you bitch word, the shut your mouth bitch, the this, the that. And I'm like, oh. Did not see this coming. He like gets out of his seat. The bus is driving the whole time, by the way. He's like holding on to the railing, turned around. He's like facing towards the back of the bus, doing his like stabby points at her. You bitch. I say what I want on this bus. I don't need this job with the RTA. I got good sense, common sense. I can get out of here any day. They can fire me if they want to. I'll get a new job tomorrow. I don't got no problem getting a job. You ever notice that's like a common like street terrorist thing to say? I got no problem getting a job. It's like, okay, you have one for 3 weeks at a time. Doesn't reflect well on you. You know what I'm saying? And like, dude,
you somehow had 7 jobs this year and made $12,000.
Shout out to New Orleans, bro. The service industry will get you, man.
Yeah.
But basically, there's like all of that is like very disrespectful, wild, crazy, but par for the course, right? I don't know if you ever been with Rita, the RTA. That's what I call her. The Regional Transit Authority, Rita.
I rode it every day for 4 years, and I don't want to go back.
Yeah, I've been with Rita, man, and like that standard of fare is like a fever dream moment like that. But what gets me is like you almost sink out of reality for a second, and like delusion is encouraged and like prostrated to. And as this guy's walking off the bus, he like dabs up the guy that cursed out the woman and asked him to quiet down a little bit. Look, and I can't be completely sure that she didn't say something to offend him. But I can say for sure that his reaction to it was very exaggerated and over the top, right? Whatever she said. Like, even if she literally, like, cursed him out, he, like, jumped out of his seat. I thought he was about to hit her for a second, bro. And I'm like, am I going to have to intervene right now on the bus to stop him from beating up this old, large woman?
Yeah.
Wild, dude. You hate to see this kind of stuff. But basically, as the guy's walking off the bus, people's, like, dapping him up, like, yeah, man, you let that bitch know. And all that kind of stuff. I'm like, we live in a society, man. It was crazy. It was crazy to see.
In my head, I'm imagining like, your average New Orleans dude, but the guy who's dapping him up is Udonis Haslam. Good shit on giving it to that bitch. Come on. Let's fucking go.
Oh, my Lord, dude.
But so yeah, let's say that incident, we're gonna coin that guy Dante, just a belligerent, just no reason to be that belligerent, just looking like a dog on a chain, just ready to fucking rip somebody's throat out at the slight provocation. That's the energy of Dante.
Hashtag not all pit bulls, by the way.
Yeah, not all pit bulls are racist and say N-words, or whatever that referring to. But a year from now, Dante becomes this really big thing. They start saying about, yeah, my guy's a Dante, this guy's a Dante, and then a year later, it just becomes like all black people. Yeah, when Dantes watch Dragon Ball Z, and when Dantes go to like Comic Cons and cosplay. These real Dantes out here.
Dude, it's funny when you like
so many Dantes working out in this gym right now.
And it's literally just going to be like a new standing N-word at that point.
Yeah.
It's funny when you compartmentalize these things and then you like relate it to different races. You can clearly see that like the struggle of the white man is out here today now. So Mark, why don't you go ahead and tell the people what are you going to do personally to start helping the plight of the white man?
I'm organizing black people to go to a White Lives Matter movement. To
Wait, not all lives matter. White lives matter.
See the word
even better than all lives matter.
And then I'm getting white people to go to Black Lives Matter things.
Okay. So we got a little words back and forth.
Yeah, right? And that's what we call it in my community. We call that solidarity. Yeah.
Bro, that's one of the best arrangements in Final Fantasy 13.
I don't know about that.
I'm just letting obscure references fly. Someone's gonna catch them.
Yeah.
But just to give you a basic idea, Final Fantasy 13, amazing game. It's a game about Gestalt. You know what that is, right?
Nope.
It's always basically like the idea that the operative phrase would be the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
And so like each character has like a bunch of different roles they can play, right? Like for instance, there's a Sentinel, which is like the defensive role. There's Commando, which is like the leader role, physical attacker. There's Ravager, which is like the magical attacker. Those three together, you can like switch their ranges around. Like you can have 3 Commandos, 3 Ravagers, 3 Sentinels. And if you do 1 Commando, 1 Sentinel, 1 Ravager, so like perfectly balanced, the title of that team configuration, the paradigm, is Solidarity. It's a really cool game. Or I guess first there's 1 Bully, right? Where it's literally a Commando, which is like the heavy hitter. And then there's two characters that apply debuffs. So they call it Bully. There's Super Soldier, where it's like the Commando and then 2 people that buff them. And like I just love going through these different like paradigms and like seeing stuff out. It's a really fun game. Pretty cool story too.
All right.
Would highly recommend it to anybody out there.
But on the Dante thing, so everyone, email I think the podcast email is just brownlucario@gmail.com. The Brown Lucario, no Owen Brown. And send us your pictures of when you're seeing Dante. You're seeing Dante's playing basketball. Dante's a very racist, ironic Reddit thing to do is to show a black guy eating a banana. Send that to me. All your racist Dante stuff, and we're just
Why a banana? What's racist about? Oh, I'm slow. I guess I'm not racist enough to get that one immediately.
I hate when Dante's just don't get my joke, right? Then it's like a billion upvotes on fucking r/memes or whatever. r/fucking bullshit. I really hate Reddit. Not for the reason I guess that most people do. It's just like, no, I'm not saying all that. I
hate Reddit, but I love Reddit mods, man. Beacons of our society.
I don't really care about the mods.
Bro, you know what I found out that Reddit mods...
I just hate when they're incompetent, but go ahead.
Do you know that Reddit mods are unpaid? Like, pretty much across the board?
Yeah, why would they be paid?
Because they're doing work. It's more like, why would they do this work if they're not being paid?
I don't know. I just assume all, like, Reddit moderators, like, I feel, like, there's a, like, characterization of there's, like, neats that are just at home. But I just think they're, like, at, like, an office job. And they just have nothing to do most of the day. So, like, every 5 minutes, they could check Reddit again for a new message that they could see if they want to block or not. It's like, it's way more, like, mundane and stupid than, like, a loser. If the guy is a loser, because I think people who work office jobs, who making, I don't know if that's a winning lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been thinking a lot in terms of winning and losing. And, we talk about a winning lifestyle. I think pretty high up there has got to be the freaking career criminal, never get caught. I think that's a very winning lifestyle. Because you come under contest many times, bro. Every time you come face to face with somebody that want what you got, every time that you are about to dodge the cops, every time that you got to run somebody's pockets on the street to get what you need, every time you got to rob somebody to take what you want. You know what I'm saying?
I would think it depends what type of career. If you're talking about a mobster, that sucks. But if you're talking about people who do heists, that rules.
I'm talking about like me and you get in the car and we say, all right, Mark, we need $1,000 a day. And we just ride around and figure out how we're going to do that. He looking like a good come up right there. Run up on him, shake his pants a little bit, $150. Skirt off. Find the next sucker. You know what I'm trying to say? Or like, I guess like a con man would be kind of an example of this type of behavior.
Yeah.
Like you go door to door looking for people to just like mooch off of.
See, when you said like tapping someone's pockets, like doing that sort of thing, I just feel like I would never be able to do that. And I would just like, in my mind, instead of having the, like in my dream of being a criminal, it's not being good at any of the regular criminal stuff. It's walking up to someone, doing 64 palm and just taking the money out their pocket and just walking up, you know, pressing X and just beating them fuck up. But
you familiar with Larry Lawton?
Yeah, I watch his videos all the time.
Yeah, dude. One of my biggest things I learned from him, it was interesting to hear him talk about how, like, yeah, I robbed a bank and made millions of dollars. And he's like, all these honest people out here who are telling themselves that they would rob one bank, make millions of dollars, and be done. Y'all never robbed a bank. He said, the thrill? Man, as soon as I robbed that bank, I wanted to rob another one. You get me?
Yeah.
And it's like, how many banks can you rob before you get caught? Apparently like 50.
Yeah.
If you're really good at it, you know what I'm saying? And he was so good at it to the point where you know this part of the story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Where literally the feds followed him around and let him rob banks, right? Mm-hmm. And they're just like studying what his processing was so that way they could catch the next guy easier.
You know, the feds find criminals all the time and just watch them forever. Like Boston bombing. They know about the people who are going to do that way before it happened, and they just let it happen.
Damn, that's a lot different though, because we're not talking about government insured money. Now we're talking about innocent people.
Yeah, of course. But like FBI in particular, yeah, it's different when trying to catch, because there's no political gain from letting people rob banks. You catch a criminal and then you just get better. It's like pure solving crimes. Yeah. With the terrorism stuff, you let it happen, you get more money. Yeah. Yeah. It's just fucking, it's wild that we really do be living in society, man. Anyway, people, I would like to talk about some nicknames that I guess that doesn't really make sense. I just have random thoughts and I write it down sometimes. Of course. And I was listening to Jadakiss. I had a song called "We Gon' Make It," and then like in the chorus is like "J da moi, I kiss you, you bitch ass nigga." And I was thinking, what if his name was Jay to suck?
I'm already questioning how was he flexing on you by kissing you?
I don't know. It's a really weird song where he does like, I don't know, but it's a great song. I love the instrumental. But I would go J the Guck. I suck you, you gay ass homo.
Wow. Gay ass homo. I gotta put that one in the utility belt.
Yeah, I guess
hit the Mickey Mouse on that one. This is a special tool we'll use for later. Gay ass homo. My Lord, dude.
It's like
that's clearly not. There's nothing actually offensive about that phrase, but it just sounds like a slur.
Yeah, you're saying that as just sucking this dick.
That's just nasty.
But I was I guess I was thinking of a rap name because for the longest time I never ever got the point of a rap name, but I finally found. Well, go ahead. You about to read something? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I found the other one. It's called OG Riffbone because they call me OG Riffbone because every time I pull down my pants, it's comedy. You remember OG Mudbone?
I do remember.
Okay.
I was about to say, is that what that's a reference to?
Yeah.
Bro? The fire hydrant, or was it the fire hose, bro? Mm-hmm. Everybody in the comments, is that real? Is it real? Is this 30-inch fetus real?
Yeah, I think the biggest in the world is that Jonah Falcon guy, and it's 17 for everyone out there. So that's the record.
He like can't even get erect, huh?
He has trouble. Like it's like an old banana where it got soft spots.
Oh my lord.
What else you got there?
So I just got a few of the topics that we were looking through. I remember you brought up cereals as one, we were going to speak on.
Oh, we got to speak that for the Patreon. That's premium conversations.
Unlucky guys. Sorry. Hate to tell you.
But we will get into a little bit more philosophical discussion here. Are you familiar with the idea of relative deprivation?
No.
So we're on the topic of crime here. Relative deprivation is basically the idea people only revolt when they feel like they're being deprived of something. So like it's not the fact that they don't have it, it's the fact that they don't have it and they feel like they deserve it.
Yeah.
And so like this is the kind of idea, it's like a political science idea, and it helps explain why things go on where like there's large groups of people who are being oppressed by a smaller, more powerful group, right?
Yeah.
Like they're being they're having their rights infringed upon because they don't really internalize it as such. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we think about that in terms of what leads people to be criminal and to do these things. It's like their way of trying to snatch what's theirs back from society. You know what I'm saying? I feel.
Yeah. It just sucks about it because I do agree. Like I have no problems with people who rob banks, jewelry stores, any of that. Mm-hmm. It's just that it's when the regular people, like the people who are just like you but not criminals, are also getting hurt. Tapping the regular guy's pocket, killing the regular guy.
And it's funny, speak back. I wish I knew his name. I should have looked it up before we started. But the British guy that had done like many hits, he's like, yeah, they paid me the money. I stab the guy in the chest. I pull a knife out. I walk off. I get my money. It's business, right? That same guy, Mark, he said that he was trying to like gag somebody, right? Like take them, like he was doing a kidnapping, right? Not trying to kill them. They were an innocent person by his word. He's like, he was innocent. And he basically ended up choking them to death on accident. And he said that's his only time he's ever regretted one of his hits. He killed somebody on accident. Crazy, right? I mean, just even think about that phrase, killing someone on accident.
I was thinking more like, I've killed about 300 people in my life, but that one guy, that's the guy that keeps me up at night. It's like if Hitler didn't kill himself in the bunker, he's like on the stand in Israel talking about, out of the 11 million people I gassed, the one time that I gassed a guy who was actually German and not Jewish, I found his body. He just happened to be circumcised as a German man, and that keeps me up at night. Just thinking about Hans Goldberg, who was really a pure blood German, but he had the name, he had the penis, so we killed him.
Oh my lord, dude.
I was on I got suggested the alternate history subreddit, and then a picture. What if Hitler lived? I'm like, come on, man, don't be. This is what they think about Redditors. Come on.
This is who they think y'all are, and y'all are gonna be that.
I mean, a lot of those people are. But anyway, but go on with what you're saying, the political science idea.
Relative deprivation. I just wanted to bring that point up, but I forgot what my jumping off point was for. To be real with you,
I thought you were gonna go in directions like that is the phenomenon. Like in like the last 50 years, more and more people have gotten their rights taken away in America. There's very obvious we have very little input in the political process. Most of the government is untouchable bureaucracy.
Yeah,
they have projects that span over the course of Congresses and presidents, and you just have no say over it. You have very little rights, there's very little privacy, and you get nothing for it. And it's like, why don't people vote against that? It's because, it happens in drips and drabs and happens in such a way that you never realize it, you never internalize it, you never connect the dots because, life is so fast. And the political parts, it seems that it's moving so slow.
4 years at a time, man.
Yeah. So yeah, whenever we start internalizing the stuff that's happening to us, maybe we get buck out here. There's only 17 power grids.
You know how many people they have? If we literally just got a big enough group of college students, right? Like
you can't talk about this. There's been podcasts taken off the Patreon because of this. You can't talk about this.
You can't do this. All right, my bad.
Anyway, did you know Tony Parker was a rapper?
Tony Parker?
Yeah.
No, but I do know somebody was being extremely disrespectful talking about some Rudy Gobert best French player ever. Like what?
Who the other two are Tony Parker, like Boris Diaw. Who else is in the contention? Evan Fournier.
There was somebody I can't remember off the top of it.
Jan Mahinmi is another one.
Jan Mahinmi.
Well, he was trash. We could look him on Basketball Reference.
Yeah, let's check it out right quick. Just like Google best French basketball player. Pull it up, Jamie. Is it Jamie? Pull it up.
But do you think that Tony Parker is the best French player?
I think he's better than Rudy Gobert. Or was better than Rudy Gobert for his career.
I don't know if I agree with that one.
What?
Dominique Wilkins is technically French. He was born in Paris.
Okay.
Nicholas Batum?
No, not better than Rudy Gobert.
Everyone else is not as good.
Nicholas Batum was better than Rudy Gobert for 1 year. But he is another quality example of a player who is like built for 2K, bro. Built for 2K. 85 dunk, 85 three ball, 6'6". That's all we need. That's all we need.
The athletic 3-and-D guy. Mm-hmm. That's a dream. That's the dream. A small forward and shooting guard in 2K.
Yep.
Have you played?
That was the best thing about him too. He could play shooting guard and small forward. He can even play power forward.
Yeah. Did you play 2K23 yet?
Oh no, I haven't. I'm not gonna buy that game. It's a waste of money.
I'm really curious about. They almost got me with that fucking like the eras thing.
What is that?
You could start your like my GM thing in like 2003 or 1984, like all these iconic drafts.
That's actually really.
You start like a year before every.
You know what's funny draft. With the custom rosters and everything? The users had already had that functioning before they did this, and now they just integrated it into the game.
It's a lot, yeah, but it's a lot easier now,
and it's a lot more accurate too because they actually have their own settings, their own models, and everything.
Yeah, it made something. It's sort of like when a game. Like the next iteration of a game integrates something that modding put in.
Mm-hmm. I was just about to say, if you do play 2K on PC, none of this is new to you. We really playing like the shafted version of. Well, I am because I know you're on PC now. Well, I'm playing like the shafted version of every game I play, bro. Because like on PC, you just living your life however you want. It's definitely the ultimate gaming experience.
Yeah, you could play NBA 2K, 17 with big anime titty girls. So, we're having a lot of fun over here.
Why do you know that?
That's any game that has mods is going to have that depraved culture bleeding into it. Oh my Lord, dude. Like any game of mods is going to have Marvel stuff and like anime titty girls as playable characters. you gotta love America.
Don't get me started on Marvel movies, man.
On who?
Marvel movies. The junk food of the theater.
Oh, before we move to that, I gotta say, Rudy Gobert. I think Rudy Gobert is the best French player.
I don't think he's better than Tony Parker.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's even that close.
I mean, how many rings Rudy Gobert got though?
Okay,
0.
All right,
the best number ever.
This guy.
How many times has Rudy Gobert pulled through for Tim Duncan? Or / David Robinson when it was time to hit some shots. When it was time. Who
was saying Tony Parker is bad?
Okay, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's incredible. I'm saying that he's way more accomplished. But even in like an international play,
Tony Parker has led France a lot of their best runs.
I'm not disagreeing with any of that. But it's just like relative
really tall. Okay.
Relative to the league,
Rudy Gobert is very tall.
How many times has Tony Parker been a top 15 player? Maybe a top 15 offensive player at times. Like over the course of a season.
Oh,
but like this,
I do forget about the part where he's like a skinny 6'1" Frenchman, and what that does when he's on defense.
And he's like he played at a time where they had Chris Paul, Steve Nash, Darren Williams, and then that turned into Derrick Rose. Like a lot of also list like great.
Yeah, the point guard is just such a saturated position.
And he's not a high volume, like he doesn't have high minutes. So his stats look a little bit worse, I guess, because of that. Yeah, all that type of thing.
He never needed high minutes, bro. It was blowout.
So like, yeah, you could say Tony Parker is a better player, but in terms of like the actual
accomplishment
stats, like
I don't know. Tony Parker has what, 4 or 5 rings?
Yeah, of course. No one's saying that he didn't win all those rings. He's 4-time NBA champ, 4-time All NBA, 6-time All Star. and Finals MVP when they beat the Cavs.
Yeah, I mean, just off of that, Rudy Gobert has done nothing close to that.
So yeah, like Tony Parker has a better career in the sense that he's like done more.
Yeah, if Rudy Gobert could get him a ring or 2 or 3 or 4,
but Rudy Gobert 6-time All Defensive, 1
Defensive Player of the Year twice, right?
3 times,
3-time Defensive Player,
4-time All NBA, rebound champ, block champ, 3-time.
Not to be that guy, but probably 2 of those years you should have got it.
I don't know about that. I think he got robbed. I mean, this is the fucking thing about NBA awards. We got to transition back to something funny after this, but they always give awards to people when they deserve it the year after the fact. Stephen Curry gets the unanimous MVP after the year he should have got it.
Bro, I've discussed this with you before, and I'm going to tell you again. The year that Steph Curry got the MVP, he made 400 3-pointers in an 82-game season. Will we please stop pretending that wasn't incredible?
It was incredible.
It was also more 3-pointers than anybody ever made in one season. He beat himself. So why are we saying that he did worse than he did last year?
Because Harden played better next year.
It's not about Harden. It's about the man that made 400 3-pointers with like a 45% clip. That's who it's about.
Okay.
And his team won how many games? How many? 73. You get me? That's the things that made him say, okay, we got to give it to him.
Whatever.
Best shooting season of all time.
Whatever.
Best record of all time.
Yeah, only seconded by Kyle Korver.
High volume scorer, low minutes, high assists, low turnovers. What can they ask from the guy? Whatever. Yes, James Harden scored 36. Yes, James Harden was the guy. But was that James Harden or was that Daryl Morey?
Was that the player who put up the 36 points on the GM?
I couldn't be like an ESPN pundit or something because I can't hold frame that well on those ridiculous takes, bro.
Oh my god!
Skip Bayless, Stephen A. That was actually Daryl Morey and the Morey ball idea that led to James Harden making 36 points a game. He didn't score those 60 points. That was Daryl Morey. What?
And then like
James Harden is criminally underrated though. And I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. While we just letting slander fly. Michael Jordan, James Harden. I'm not gonna say nothing else. Michael Jordan, James Harden. Are they as similar or different as people might think?
I mean, offensively, yeah, there's a conversation. But defensively, even I, as a big Harden fan, will say, yeah, Michael Jordan was way better.
Obviously, Michael Jordan was Defensive Player of the Year 1 year.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about their scoring output and everything else. Michael Jordan, James Harden.
Yeah. If we're cutting him at Michael Jordan in half, yeah. Because the thing about Michael Jordan is that he was like great at everything, but he wasn't the best at one thing.
Michael Jordan averaged 6 rebounds a game, maybe one season. So not impressed.
Oh, but he was also playing with like
Scottie Pippen,
with Scottie Pippen, and always like 2 like gigantic bigs.
Bill Cartwright.
Like they always had like a 6'6" point guard too. Like they always ran big. So you know. But since it's like 46 minutes in,
I mean, to this day, my favorite Michael Jordan play, because there's like obviously like hundreds that you could pick from.
Yeah.
One of my the only player I've ever seen do this shit, bro. The guy misses the free throw. Michael Jordan comes flying out of the frame, jumps into the air with one hand, catches the ball off the rim, and put back dunks it, and then just starts jogging down the court like nothing happened.
My favorite Michael Jordan play is when they're playing the Knicks. Is like he's about to get double teamed in the post. Mm-hmm. He runs as if he's about to go on the perimeter to get out of it.
Oh, but
he does the half spin back to the baseline, just dunks that shit on Ewing. He effectively beats 3 people on one play. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. But yeah, since this is the free episode, we got.
I really hate that. Even though I'm like an MJ hater, like a professed MJ hater, even me, Mark, I can still like think back on plays I've seen of him and be like, man. Look at Air.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Look at him fly. Look at his move. Look at the tongue. Look at the bald head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Iconic.
But yeah, if you want double the podcasting. Go to the Patreon, put down $5. You get a free Patreon. Well, I mean, it's not free; it's $5, but it's a $5.
Nothing in life is free, fellas.
And we don't have one of those dumbass Patreon things, like as if it's like a Japanese subscription service where it charges you on the first of the month, no matter what time you start subscribing. It's gonna recharge you based on when you subscribe. So you do on today, when we're recording this is September 29th. It's not gonna charge you again on the 1st. It's gonna charge you on October 29th, for example. But yeah, you get one extra episode every week. If you're generous enough to give us $10, there's 2 extra bits: Kara Hoga Weekly News, audio compilations, all sorts of. I'm a really creative guy. I'm more creative than freaking Steven Spielberg over here. All these bits I'm giving you for $10 and support us and all that. So if those tiers may not be fair, we might change them. But anyways, check out the Patreon. There's a lot of stuff, and thank you for that. But anyways, I want to. I remember this Uber guy in Lafayette that I was coming from a radio internship. What's that?
No, it's just a thing. I wasn't sure. I was just like, this was all supposed to.
Okay, you do a lot of stuff that's like, for most people, is subtle communication. It's like no, I'm just doing something. I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, my bad. That might be. Everyone's on the spectrum.
On the what's it called? What's the name of it?
The autistic spectrum.
Autism
spectrum.
There's a name for it.
Autism spectrum disorder.
The Kinsey. Yeah, we're all on the Kinsey scale. That's what it is.
Isn't that the one for straight to gayness?
I thought that's what we were talking about.
No, I was talking about autism.
Oh.
On the spectrum, that's most used in reference to autism. Like, you never heard someone say, "Oh, they're on the spectrum."
We're referring to being gay. Like in this gay community, in the Black New Orleans gay community, we just at the gay parties, we just sit down on the sofa for an hour and a half, just swiping through celebrities and say, "Is he on the spectrum? Where is he on the spectrum?" There's really a debate over a lot of black rappers. People get angry and stuff, and it turns violent sometimes. But I wanted to talk about my Twitter. I guess my Pella Saints guy character.
Right.
Let's see if he got any follow. I think I got 2 Thoughtbot followers.
Thoughtbot? I never heard that.
Yeah, it's
Thoughtbots.
Yeah, I got 2 Thougtbots.
I've been getting followed by Thoughtbots on Insta, bro. I don't even have any posts.
My character is called Francisco Bro. Breaux. He's related to Frank Ocean. Bio, part-time paint contractor, part-time Lyft driver, part-time podcast producer, full-time New Orleans sports fan, lifelong fucking your bitch. You know, a real New Orleans type of guy.
I like that, dude. I like that.
So I put 4.
Fuck with that.
I put 4 tweets out, very offensive tweets.
Stop playing.
So I put up. Anyways, I'm gonna read this. It says, "I was mad for a minute at CJ McCollum. I was like, how our big time shooting guard gonna be married to some white bitch? But me and my nigga saw him cheating the other day, so it's all good." Hashtag Pelicans.
Fuck with that. Well, Lord.
Other one is niggas was tripping on Zion. Let the nigga be fat. That's black boy representation. Don't let white folks swim down. Hashtag Pelicans, hashtag Black Twitter.
Oh my Lord, bro. I wonder, you notice the body positive space obviously is very much more geared towards women because they're the ones that actually have. Okay. Am I about to be a misogynist? Am I about to wax misogynist?
Let it fly.
I'm not about to wax misogynist. I'll put it like this. The healthy at any, not necessarily the body positive movement, but the healthy at any weight movement, right? They advocate for women.
Yeah, look, we don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. They're obviously off the deep end.
But they advocate for women disproportionately more than they do for men. And I'm wondering why. There's literally a 285-pound multi-millionaire athlete celebrity, right? Yeah. Why don't y'all use him? Like, Zion Williamson could be like a beacon of hope for these body positive people. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But who are they touting up? An obese woman who can do yoga poses?
Yeah.
Do she got a 48-inch vertical?
I don't know. It doesn't translate. Like the equivalent of like a 300 Like when he like this time last year when he gained a little bit weight because he couldn't work out. Mm-hmm. He was like 320 probably. But
and he's like 6'7" while there.
So 5. And he's also like under that. He was still insanely jacked. Like he like at 270 he would be insanely ripped. But so like the woman.
Basically, you're saying he's not healthy at any size. He's only healthy because he's that size.
No, that's not. A taller man has a lot more legal weight and still be healthy, especially when you're had that much muscle on him. Yeah. So I don't know how a woman would be able to translate. They should give him props for being like, do your thing, Zion. You in the league. And Charles Barkley, he should in the Hall of Fame for these women. Should be. Guy was dunking on people.
Well, Charles Barkley can't get a pass, bro, because all he do is shit on them fat.
Yeah.
Bro. That's one of his favorite bits. I've heard him tell it like 5-6 times on separate shows. The Spurs won't even be playing, bro. He'd be like, "Oh, but then women from San Antonio."
He represents like there's a Southern archetype of a type of guy. No, it's not even Southern because it happens with Italians too. Yeah, just like
an Italian black guy with like an Italian name, that kind of a Dante,
Yeah, yes. But they'll be like 5'5" and like wider than a fucking brick house, and says, I gotta have a broad that's 120. I gotta do a wrist test on her. If I can't get my fingers around her wrist, my small baby hands around her wrist, I ain't fucking her. And it's just some guy who's tweeting this who's been married for the past 25 years.
They can't even pass the test on themselves.
Yeah, it's apparently, who was it? Not Ray Charles. Stevie Wonder used to do that.
Oh yeah. my grandmother told me that story. No joke.
It's wild.
No joke. I told you about how when my weight was fluctuating, my grandmother used to tease me a lot. And she's like, "Let me see your hand." And she was like doing the Stevie Wonder check the wrist for thickness test on me. And I'm looking at her like, "What's wrong with you?"
I'm sensitive. I'm going through a rough time in my life right now.
I'm saying I'm literally 40 pounds past what I ever been.
Oh, but there's another tweet here. Y'all let Jameis get some. This is not me. It's the character. Y'all let Jameis get some more coercive pussy, and we fuck around win a trip right quick. Hashtag Saints.
Hashtag Saints.
Did you know Jameis Winston allegedly did a little rape back at Florida?
Why is it every athlete, bro? It seems like, not every athlete. Why is it out of all athletes that you're familiar with, one of them has done something super down bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a huge D Rose fan, bro. Do you remember out of nowhere we hear about how he's like, there's like 11 dudes. There's like a chick. She shows up to like, I'm about to have fun with Derrick Rose. Next thing you know, there's like 12 dudes about to have sex with her.
Yeah. He was living out his bang bust dreams.
That's head, bro.
But yeah, it is insane.
I could not understand. Yes, I can. It's a fetish, bro. We don't kink shame on this podcast, just so you know, Mark. That's
of course.
We don't have any rules, but that's the rule. Kink shaming, like, we never will.
Yeah.
Like,
it's podcast law.
If you, Mark Anthony, are trying to get pissed and farted on,
and shitted on and cummed on,
and shitted it on, that's you, bro. That's you. If you want to fart and shit and also cum your pants,
I had to have a moment of silence on that. I had to have a moment of
silence on that one, bro. You just gotta let that one rest in the air.
Yeah.
Whew, what a smell. What a smell.
Damn, what was I gonna say? Oh, there's this one though that I didn't talk about last week. This tweet I replied, like Steve Harvey, he always constantly on his inspirational stuff. Because he's living his best life, I guess. So he was like, what's worse than a breakup? And all these people reply all these different things. And I replied, a car accident with no insurance, the Saints losing, the I'm late text from a woman. They all hurt more than a breakup. Women can come and go. And I like it that way. And how nobody like that? How did no one like that?
Dude, that's the craziest thing to me is like in general on the internet, if you take the time to say something funny or like insightful, it hardly ever gets as much visibility as something that's just like crass and common. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Maybe basically you said something bold and brash and it belongs in the trash.
Yeah. I'm be working on that. If you got tweet ideas, you can send them to me because it's a community thing. The Francisco bro, he's gonna be our Dante meme as well, our Karen meme as well. It's just a communal joke that we can all have together. So you can send in quotes and I'll tweet it out. But
isn't that such a Francisco bro take? I can already see it, bro. I can already see it. Isn't that such a Francisco take? Yeah.
There's like, I don't know. Francisco is like the angry, like Frank the Tank. Like he's our Frank the Tank in the way Dante is our Karen. Like Frank the Tank is just like that, just angry, large New Jersey sports fan who doesn't root for New Jersey teams.
Wow.
He roots for the Dolphins and the Mets.
What a guy.
And then it's like, after every game, they can tell that he's angry. It's like, oh, are you angry over losing $10 in a bet again, Frank? You know, fans have that relationship with him because he's just a big sports idiot who goes on like hour-long rants about how he lost $10 betting on the fucking Giants to get 27 points.